Hi there, everyone. It is currently the 12th of December, 2014. Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you again today. For today's update, we still have these two areas in the tropics we are continuing to keep an eye on. The leftovers of Hagupit here, still a tropical depression. Scattered showers to eastern portions of Vietnam here, but for the most part, this storm system is really a non-starter. I know that authorities there have taken proper precautions. About 31,000 people have been evacuated from low-lying coastal areas, but as far as the storm system goes, really just a tropical depression. We'll be seeing some gusty winds out of it, and bigger issue is going to be some rainfall, especially in areas just towards the north of Da Nang, or just north of Ho Chi Minh City, excuse me. Now back towards the east, we also have our low pressure area. Now this storm system, it's really a big cloud cluster, and that's going to be the other big topic in this update. And later on, I do want to get on what's going on across northern portions of Eastern Asia. I know we haven't really touched on this that much, but another snowstorm really lining up for the coastal areas of Japan, which has really been impacting really much of that region for the past week now. Let's first talk about our LPA. I do want to stress once again, I do not expect this to become a named storm system. If it does get updated to a tropical depression by Pagasa, it will be on their terms, and I think they would be being very aggressive with it. It is a big cluster of clouds, though, and that's going to be the bigger issue with this, is because as this comes on shore, it will be bringing some heavy rainfall to coastal areas of Visayas, southern Luzon, even northeastern portions of Luzon. Some areas upwards about 200 millimeters there in northeastern Luzon over the course of the next 96 hours. But you can take a look at our graph here that we made here, not a graph, but an outlook based on the ECMWF model, and the heaviest rainfall is really located in northeastern Luzon. The big reason for that is we have the interaction with the northeast monsoon, a cold surge coming in from the north. We're also seeing the highest wind gust off here towards the north as well. So it's really just that interaction with that high pressure and our weak low pressure area, which is going to bring in those gusty winds. Now, on a normal day, this isn't really much of an issue. We're seeing gale force winds. There's that threat of some high seas, definitely. That could be dangerous, especially for fishermen. But the bigger problem is the fact that we are still recovering from Typhoon Hagupit or Ruby out here in eastern Visayas and southeastern Luzon. So even a little bit of rain is still going to be an issue for a lot of people out here as recovery efforts are still ongoing. I think it's more of a human factor with this low than an actual powerful storm system. It's just going to push across the Philippines here, really stretch out going into Sunday, and we're just going to see that persistent line of moisture coming on shore with the interaction of our low and the northeast monsoon or further towards the north. Once again, that will be bringing some gale force conditions as well across northern Luzon. So if you are out here towards Apari or much of that area, you could be seeing winds upwards about 65 to 70 kilometers per hour. Pulling back the picture, though, that cold surge is not just hitting the Philippines. Look at this. We have this front stretching all the way, and this is actually by Sunday. Let's rewind it back to Saturday and the Sunday. We have that front stretching all the way from the northern Pacific. It pulls all the way down here towards the Philippines, even extending with the northeast monsoon. You can even follow this all the way to Vietnam over towards Thailand. That itself is what is causing this snowstorm, as I mentioned, across Japan. Watch this kick up, and you think conditions are bad where you are. Take a look at this winds that were coming out from this low around the Sea of Okhotsk. Take away the precipitation, 68 kilometer per hour sustained winds around that center, upwards of 70 to 80 kilometers per hour in some areas. It just shows how powerful the storm system is, but what it's really fueling is that sea effect snow coming around the back side of it, which some areas actually across the Sea of Japan coastline, especially in Hokuriku, receive up to 30 to 40 centimeters, but I think that's even a low number. In some areas, well over 60 to 70 centimeters very well could occur, especially in some of these mountaintops. We're not really taking that into account here with this ECMWF model. What it does show, though, is just that moisture. It comes across, it hits the mountains here, and that's what we call that sea effect snow. Some of the heaviest snowfall in the world really takes place out here in Japan. Side of it, none of it really gets over to Tokyo. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a flurry or two come out across this area here on Friday night. Possibly, you can see some of that moisture even kicking up in the northern Kanto. Some of that turns white. But Tokyo not really sees much of that, and then even heading over towards Saturday night, we could see a flurry or two. But the heavier stuff back here towards the west. I'm actually heading out towards Niigata. That's just towards the north of Tokyo, basically on this map here. Going here across the day on Saturday. That's where I'll be. So no updates here on westernpacificweather.com. Might post some photos. I'll be out there on some of those mountaintops doing some skiing. So that's something to look forward to If you follow us on our Facebook page, I'll post some photos there. Outside of that, though, that's really all that's going on. Our low pressure area, Hago Pit, and that snowstorm. Look at that thing. That's just one massive storm system, and I'm sorry that we haven't really talked too much on this, but it really is a holler off here towards the north. All right, guys, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.